Hi, so you're listening to a podcast by me, Annie Dow, who I am going to talk about the combination between the poster, magazine, and film trailer for the new film coming out called Coming Home. In terms of concept and style, all the ancillary tasks and the main product are all connected in different ways, which may not be as obvious at first. For example, the smoke and shattered glass is there within the magazine. This is like an interpretation of smoke and mirrors, which links in with the whole mystery and things being hidden and things being not appear to be what they seem. A good example of this would be the smoke that is edited to cover part of the masthead in the magazine, which is to show that secrets are kept. In terms of the shattered glass, this is to portray the character, the protagonist's character, so that he is shattered, obviously, and that there are many sides to him, and that he's broken to pieces over a major event, which in this case is his wife goes missing. In the poster, shattered glass does appear, but it doesn't appear in the same way as the magazine cover, which is in the title Home. In this case, because of the forest background of the photo shoot that I had taken, the shattered glass on the word home would be too hard on the eyes and it would not stand out as much as if it was just a plain colour. In this case is why I had edited it so it was just plain grey white. But I still wanted to add the shattered glass effect, and in this case I put a silhouette and sort of blurred it in to the background or the forest. So if you look very closely you can see that it is shattered. This is to show that the environment that this main protagonist Jake is in and how distorted it is. And also in the poster, it's a landscape poster, which I find more effective as it shows that the characters within the poster, which is Jake and Dr. Mark, are very isolated, very by themselves on the very far left hand side of the poster. This creates an effect of being alone, not being very distorted, not understanding. And in this you see Dr. Mark standing behind Jake in his shadow, slightly smaller, which then shows the dominance Jake has over Dr. Mark, which is a red herring. In this case, in the trailer, we don't see, in all of these tasks, we don't see really Dr. Mark being the really dominant character, the one who's really taking charge throughout the whole thing. In these posters, he seems smaller, and in the trailer, he seems inferior, but this is a red herring. Dr. Mark is actually the protagonist, which is to stray away, to raise enigmas and to confuse, I guess you could say, the audience. High key lighting is very important in this. This is to create the dark theme within the poster and the magazine. This was unable to be recreated within the trailer, as most of the filming was done during the day. So it was natural lighting, and it was very difficult to have the high key lighting with the shadows effect. However, this could be edited through post-production in later stages. The forest scene in the poster is also seen within the trailer at the last bit. This is where there is a rapid editing, a cutting between the confrontation between Jake and Dr. Mark, and Jake following Dr. Mark into the forest. So in this poster it gives away a small hint of a small scene within the film. I've made the poster and the trailer very centered around Dr. Mark and Jake. These are the two main characters, and as you can see that Jake is very unstable, hence why he has to go see a doctor about this. And although in the trailer I do believe that it gives away that Dr. Mark is the antagonist, I found that I should have more focused on Jake and his isolation and his distortion more than the relationship between the two people. The color coding I had used for all of this was black, silverish grey, and red. These colors was to mainly create to make the red more vibrant and to stand out more. This was to help attract viewers. In terms of audience, I believe that this would be aimed towards 18 to 35-year-olds, as they are most likely to join the army at this age, which is a subcategory in like the magazine. A soldier returns home to his world being shattered is an example of a tagline that was drafted and hints that the protagonist has just come back from war and his world has been completely messed up. There's a reoccurring theme of Jake's mental stability, and this in some cases from ages 18 to 35, even older, is a very relatable case. Due to stress and all these other things, it can cause mental instability, hence why this film may appeal to those who can relate. In terms of costume, Jake always wears black. He never wears another color that's not dark. And this is to show that he's in mourning and that there is darkness within him and that there is danger around everywhere he goes. Then there's Dr. Mark, who's always wearing lighter colors. He's wearing a smart, very professional costume. However, the shirts that he wears are usually really light, and the suit itself is usually either grey or blue. Blue representing masculinity, in which we don't really see in the trailer. The scenes we do see in the trailer are very short at the start, which gives us a very neutral feeling towards Dr. Mark. However, later on you see the confrontation between Jake and Mark, and Jake seems very vulnerable, very masculine, doesn't seem to have that much power. However, with just a few questions asked, the whole flow of the conversation and the confrontation completely switches and changes. This shows that Dr. Mark is a very strong character. The contrast between the dark black and the lighter blues in which Jake and Dr. Mark wear is a red herring, is to throw the audience off the trail of who is the antagonist, who is the protagonist. Then there's the whole, where would the film trailer be screened? This will most likely be screened before any thriller or action or horror films or mystery films in the cinemas, all of which may also be on YouTube, just like before after clicking on a different video, this trailer would come up very briefly. Thank you for listening to the podcast.